Welcome to a Thursday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com, Restored Motions, RestoredMotions.com, and ProCharge, ProChargeEV.com. Okay, y'all, LSU extends offensive coordinator Mike Denbrock. They had to fend off a pretty significant run there by the Texas A&M Aggies. So A&M came a-calling for Denbrock, and I think we all know it is no secret that A&M has resources and deep pockets. They just paid a coach $76 million to go away. So typically when A&M starts flashing the cash, they get what they want. So credit to LSU for stepping up and doing what you had to do to keep Mike Denbrock in place. I know, I'm sure many of you know my feelings on this. I loved the Denbrock hire when they made it. He was a guy who, of course, had familiarity with Brian Kelly, but also was a guy who at Cincinnati, you saw he took over a situation where the offense was not very good. I mean, his first year, they were triple digits and everything. By the time he left, they were top 10 in everything. Desmond Ridder, that had a great season. So doubly important, because not only did you maintain the stability with your coaching staff and maintaining Mike Denbrock or retaining Mike Denbrock, and remember, you went from Steve Ensminger in 2020 to Jake Peets in 2021 to Mike Denbrock in 2022. So you went through a stretch where you had 3 different coordinators in 3 years. So the fact that now for 3 consecutive years you're going to have the same guy, the same voice, same terminology, same system, familiarity with talent, all that stuff, it's significant. Like, I wouldn't downplay that. I think that is very significant. So so LSU retains Mike Denbrock, and I think also, if you need validation, just look at the fact that A&M was willing to open their checkbook the way they were and push as hard as they did to try to get Mike Denbrock. So, that one hit the transfer portal, so he becomes the 5th LSU player in the portal. Not a great surprise there. Excuse me, just considering you've got Mason Taylor coming back for his junior season, and then you signed Mac Markway, Kamorian Pimpton, and Jackson McGowan this past year. And Markway is the most well-rounded, most complete of all the tight ends that they signed. And Pimpton is going to be a really good sort of like a red zone threat. I mean, just a 6'6" dude, long arms, can jump, really big target. So he's going to have a really nice career. But he's less of a traditional tight end, more of your long pass catcher. So anyway, a little bit of news there. So if you would, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Facebook, please like the Matt Scone page, share the post. We appreciate y'all. So it's 5 Tigers in the portal now: Armani Goodwin, Bryce Langston, LaTerrence Welch, Trey Bradford, and now Jackson McGowan. So 5 Tigers in the portal. And the portal, this is a 30-day window where the portal's open. I don't suspect that'll be the end of it. I think next week we'll really start to learn many more. After this, the Heisman week comes and goes. Coaches are on the road recruiting right now. I think we'll learn much more about about who's going to be available for the bowl game, who's going to opt out, who's transferring, who's going pro. We'll sort of get all of those announcements next week. All right, let's smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel. Get to your questions, comments, concerns, all that good stuff. So please follow along. Casey Smith, Robert Lynch, Glenn Garner, Dylan Hess, good morning. Go off today, King. That's a reference to the guy on Twitter. There's a Florida State fans still love me, y'all. For my rant on Monday about the College Football Playoff Selection Committee, some Florida State Twitter screen grabbed it, shared it. It is presently at it's at 555,000 views. So and I mean, anyway, one of the guys on the one of the comments was like, "Go off, King," or something like that. So I told Musa, I was like, "From now on, you have to call me King." Taylor Hudson, good morning. Enjoy NYC. Yeah, thank you. So I'm wheels up here in a little bit. So I'm going to bring Drew to school, and then we depart today at, I believe, 12:10 Central Time. So land in New York a little after 4 Eastern. So I'm excited about it, to get up there and to get to go watch the coronation of Jaden Daniels, and to cover that. As I mentioned, didn't get to go in 2019 with Burrow, so excited to be able to go this go round and be up there. It'll be my first time in New York as well for the for like the Christmas time, right? So I'm sure I'll pop over and see the Rockefeller Center, go see the big Christmas tree and all that sort of stuff. But our engineer Bo Wegman went up yesterday to start getting logistics for the broadcast and all that stuff. We'll have dinner tonight. Got a reservation at a steakhouse, Gallagher's. Everybody's familiar? So if you got other recs, let me know. Wendell Norman, Henry Price, Deborah Coward, good morning. Thank you, Deborah, Devin Kelly. Good morning, Matty Boy, E-Rock, and Rockstar Drewby. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it, man. Hope you're doing great. Feels like it's been a minute, Devin. Where you been, man? Randall Offrecht. Morning, Matt. How much is it going to cost LSU to keep Perkins on campus? You know, Randall, I don't know. I do know that suitors came calling last year and LSU ponied up to keep him. So I don't know a price. Candidly, I haven't asked. But I would also suggest that after this season, Perkins' price may have come down a bit. I mean, Bubba Tatum, good morning. Brian Penton, good morning, Matt from Broussard. Where's Acadiana playing Catholic and Select? Why is Acadiana playing Catholic and Select Championship? Good question, Brian. I don't know. Is it maybe Acadiana is like a magnet school? I don't know. Sometimes, like, whenever schools are magnet schools, even if it's a public school, if it has like that sort of designation, they can go into the select classification. I really don't know. Rick Hess, good morning. Devin, where's the Droopster? Still sleeping. Want to see me happy birthday. It's not my birthday. I want to hear him sing. You know whose birthday it is today? Today is Cricket's birthday. Ryan Terrio, December 7th. Also my cousin Paul's birthday. So happy birthday to Paul. And Mr. The Riot. Bailey C. Mickey Mouse would be a better GM at this point. Yeah, and Mickey Loomis, the comments he made on the call-in show with Mike Haas yesterday was... if you missed it, Mickey Loomis... hang on one second. Drew's backpack's beeping. I'll be right back. Hold that thought. I'll finish the thought of Mickey Loomis. All right. So Loomis was on his was doing his weekly radio deal, and basically criticized media who said he called it lazy journalism, lazy and uneducated journalism. To say the team quit on Dennis Allen. My point was it's not journalism is gathering and reporting news. That's an opinion if you think the team quit, but and I do, by the way. But anyway, Mickey Loomis. Man, when you start going after fans and also going after fans for booing and selling their tickets to the Lions fans, not great look in NOLA right now. Randy Dabdu, Brian Broom, Bruce Parker. Are you the air this afternoon or stay solo travel day? Yeah, a travel day, Bruce. So Musa will do the show today. I'm traveling, so I leave at noon. I'll land in New York at 4. So Charlie Cavell, Rick Manuel. Are you flying private? I wish I was, Rick. No. Quentin Breakbill, good morning. Thank you, man. David Foote, what's going on? They smashed watermelons at Gallagher's. Okay. Charlie Cavell, all Lafayette Parish schools except South Side have a component where students outside of its designated attendance zone can attend. Okay, so that's why then. Thank you. Appreciate the, Charlie, appreciate the info there. Christian Myers, yeah, man, Yankees got Soto. I'm excited about it. First time in over a year I've had anything to be excited about with respect to the New York Yankees. So, yes, very excited. They have added 2 big pieces yesterday, 2 big bats. They had to get the offense going, and they're moving in that direction. Kelly Gross, Jared Galucky, good morning. Hadn't had a Heisman Trophy since 1959, and we'll have 2 in 4 years. Amazing, safe trip, travels, great trip to NYC. Thank you, Jerry. I know, man. It's sometimes I would kind of almost equate it to the '03 football championship, right? Where sometimes it just takes doing it to see that it can be done to make you believe that it's possible, and then you can do it again and again and again. So, I mean, it was 45 years from 1958 to 2003 between championships, and once it did it in 3, it was like, well, let's go do it again. Did it 7, you're back in at 11, you won it in 19, and it just it is a realistic expectation that we can talk about. I think the Heisman is the same thing now. It's a good point. I mean, you go 60 years between Heisman winners. We have this conversation often on air. You know, do you think LSU could have a Heisman winner? And every time I got asked that during the Miles era was no, because you saw the award moving more toward a quarterback award, and LSU was never going to have a quarterback in that era put up stats that were going to put them in contention. So Fournette came close, but it's such an outlier to see someone other than a quarterback win it. I mean, Devontae Smith won it in the COVID year. We saw Derrick Henry win it back in 2015, the year we all thought Fournette was going to win it. But it was just an outlier. We've seen other guys get close. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson finished runner-up, and Ndamukong Suh finished runner-up. Manti Te'o finished runner-up. So you've had defensive players finish runner-up. Tyron was a finalist. But yeah, I mean, you're at this point now where it's plausible to say an LSU quarterback can win it, because you're going to have 2 within a span of 5 seasons. Rocky Killian, good morning. Taz, I don't know if you spoke on this, but where's all the AK rumors to Kansas City coming from this offseason? I mean, I don't know where those rumors are coming from. Obviously, KC drafted Clyde, and they got Pacheco there, who's sort of outplayed him. But Kamara does fit the bill, and Kamara wants to win. The problem with trading Kamara, so I hadn't heard that, by the way, so I don't know. But here's the problem with Kamara. Kamara has forgive me. They do have an out. So after this season, so his dead cap number is $16 million. But if he is a post 6-1 trade, wait, that's not right. Sorry, no, it's here. My apologies. Hang on, here it is. Yeah, if you trade him, if you trade or release him before June 1, you only save about $2 million against cap. But if it's a post June 1st release or trade designation, then you save almost $12 million against the cap. So, in theory, if you wanted to do a post June 1 deal with Kansas City or anybody, you could for Alvin, because they can off-ramp off of his deal this year, but it's not quite as cost effective if you do it before June 1. So if you wanted to do it before the league year, right, and that's the the concern with the Saints is like they're in such a bad cap situation every year where they have to go rework deals to get within cap compliance. Yeah, you could save $12 million on Kamara's deal, but it wouldn't help you get into cap compliance because the league year starts before June 1. So, Jesse Brown, Brett DeGrow, morning, Matt. My wife had session yesterday with Crystal Poche. It's the best she's felt in years. I love it, Brett. So glad to hear that, man. You know what? Honestly, I am. So Crystal, of course, at Restored Motions that we talk about all the time. I really should have gone and seen her this week because usually when I travel, I go see her before I travel. Flight, sleeping in a hotel bed, all that sort of stuff would usually get me out of alignment. But I will be seeing her next week when I get back, for sure. Glad to hear, man. Y'all book a session with Crystal, restoredmotions.com, restoredmotions.com. You got pain? She will get you right. Thanks for sharing, Brett. Very glad to hear that, man. That's awesome. Taz, is Zion all in with the Pelicans now? Yeah, man. The question is, I mean, they paid him. They paid him a max contract. I mean, you just got to stay healthy. Bradley Anderson, Matt, with the success of the 4th, 5th, 6-year players on the field in college and also in the draft, why is it still so hard to convince players to stay? You're talking about and not go pro? Some guys, now, Bradley, I do think that will start to change a bit. Here's what I mean. Before NIL, there wasn't a viable option for the 4th, 5th, 6-year guy, right? To make money. And the problem is also, if you were 20, let's say you do 5 years in college, and so you're 23 by the time you get drafted, 23, 24, right? Well, you're already shortening your NFL career at 24 as opposed to going to the draft at 21, 22, right? So a team may look, this was the thing with Hendon Hooker last year, right? Hendon Hooker had the great season, but he also tore his ACL, but people looked at Hendon Hooker, they're like, the 24-year-old rookie. He's going to be 25 next year. You know what I mean? So that was sort of the problem as well, because you say, all right, well, I'm going to invest in this, but I'm not going to have as long-term a payoff on this player. So that had always kind of been a thing where if you were a player, you would look at it and say, all right, well, I'm just going to, especially post-2011 when they changed the CBA. Because if you remember before, there was no cap on rookie deals. Rookie contracts kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, 2011 CBA, they capped rookie deals and said, we're going to pay veterans. So a lot of college players look at it and go, I just got to get through my rookie deal to get to my second contract. So let me go now, start the clock ticking to get to my second contract. So that's why a lot of players did it. But again, that was pre-NIL. Look at all the quarterbacks in the portal right now. I'm just pointing out quarterback. If you can go and spend an extra year in college, make $1 million, you might make more in that 1 year in college than you make your entire NFL career. If you're an undrafted rookie and let's say you last 3 years in the league, you might do 3 years at, $300K plus, which might total out to $1 million before taxes and before you pay agent fees and all that stuff. So I think you are going to start seeing more players stay in college because you have more value there. Look at a guy like Grayson McCall. He's playing quarterback at Coastal Carolina. He's going to hit the portal. He's going to go make a lot of money this year. More money than he'll ever make in the NFL. So I do think you're going to start to see more of that. But there's some guys that are just going to decide, I'm going pro to start my NFL clock ticking over my second contract. Cajun Country, how does LSU D-line measure up for next season? I know they get some guys back from injury. Based on the season, things do not look promising. So it really depends who comes back. On the interior, the only guy that you lose to eligibility is Jordan Jefferson. Now, he's your best guy this year. But you're keeping an eye on 3 guys to see what they do. Mekhi Wingo could go pro. Mason Smith could go pro. And Jacobian Guillory could go pro. But they could all come back. If all 3 of those guys come back, then you're returning all of your interior, and then you just added Sean Washington out of JUCO. You've fortified that spot a bit. I'm sure they'll continue to do it with more in the portal and this recruiting class. So it really depends on the decisions those guys make. Are they coming back? Are they going pro? James McKinney, Wacky Chris, good morning. When will we know which commits and how many are committing and coming to LSU? What's the deadline there? Well, you have the December signing period, which is December the 20th. And then you have the traditional February signing date as well. So in December 20th is when, the early signing period is when most guys sign now in the early period. So we'll know here in a few weeks. Jason H., good morning. Wish I was heading to New York. Go ahead to my favorite shoe store, District 1. It's 1 block behind Cat's Deli. Okay, send me that, Jason. I'll go check it out. Damon Gilmore, Brian Wynn. Let's see, Bradley, did you see Florida governor wants to sue the committee? I did. That's stupid. I didn't see it was a governor. I thought it was like a senator or something like that. But either way, yes, it's stupid. Like everyone in the Power 5 conferences all agree to participate in the college football playoff under their rules. You have no jurisdiction. Like, the committee sucks. It sucks what happened, but everyone agreed to those rules when they agreed to sign over the grant rights and let the college football playoff go negotiate a massive TV contract that everybody makes a buttload of money off of. So stop complaining. Like, don't get me wrong, it sucks. The committee's awful. I hate all that stuff. But I'm talking about from a legal standpoint. Like, if you're a lawmaker, you stop interjecting yourself into something you have no business interjecting yourself into. Spurge, good morning. Let's see, Brett, have you talked to your baseball scout buddy that said we were winning last season about 2024 team back-to-back? I did actually talk to him this week, as a matter of fact. I did. And sorry to crack my neck. And he did tell me that the class LSU just signed is the best signing class he's ever seen. So, for what that's worth. Rick Hess, so appreciate you. You're not one of those Alabama apologists. Oh, you mean about Alabama getting in? And by the way, Rick, it's my take on the committee thing was not an anti-Alabama sentiment. I don't care. Alabama's won enough. I don't care. Like, if Nick wins his 8th championship, it's marginal. Like, okay, he's got 8 instead of 7. Like, who cares? It's like if you got $100 billion or $120 billion. At this point, what does it matter? Like, it's not like the difference between, making $200K and making $20 million. Like, that's drastically different. So, yeah, I don't care about Alabama. I mean, I don't want them to win anything at all. But, like, I'm not emotionally moved by Alabama the way some people are. Like, we're going to ride this thing out. Eventually, Nick's going to retire. They'll regress, and it's what it is. Anyway. But, yeah, like, the eye test people drive me crazy because they're only telling a half truth. Because if you believe Bama's in because of the eye test, you believe they're better. First of all, you're ignoring the Auburn game, the Texas game where they lost by double digits on their home field, the South Florida game where they won 17-3, the Arkansas game where they won by 3 points on their home field, and Arkansas was a stop away from having half a field to go win the game against Alabama. It's a 1-7 in the SEC Arkansas team. Anyway, like, why isn't Georgia in? If it's just about eye test best teams, Georgia's the best team in the country all year. Why isn't Georgia in? If it's just about the best, you can tell me Georgia's not one of the 4 best teams in America? That's the problem. They want to have their cake and eat it too. They'll make up their mind and then try to explain it later. And when you do that, you completely contradict yourself over and over again. Let's see. Jay Good, Phil Stevens, Irfan Sayad, the Tiger. Hunter Broadhead, what's going on? Is it messed up? I want the Saints to lose. Kind of, Hunter, but I get it. Because you feel like if they lose, it just further brings you to the inevitability of Dennis Allen getting fired, making a change, possibly drafting a quarterback. So I get it. I would rather see the Saints win out. I would rather see Dennis Allen figure it out, this team figure it out, Derek Carr figure it out, the team win the division, make the playoffs, and go on a run. That's what I would rather see. I would rather see them win and be good. Now, I don't believe that's going to happen, and so that's the conundrum. Let's see. Gotcha, Devin. Let's see. Weston Weaver, Tiger Diver, Antron Hemingway, good morning, y'all. Thanks for being here. Do me a quick favor, y'all. Smash that like button if you would on YouTube. Subscribe up to the channel. Facebook, please like the Matt Moscona page. Share the post. Bubba Smith, what's going on? Barry Johnson. Dane Bergeron, any word on T-Bob's Disney trip? I haven't seen any breaking reports out of Orlando. I I have no idea how it's going. I just hope they're enjoying themselves. So. Did you see the last episode of SEC Shorts? It was hilarious. I didn't, but I'll check it out. All right, y'all. I got to go. It's 8 o'clock, 8:01. I got to get Drew up, get him to school. So thanks for following along, y'all. LSU Daily is live. I've already filed LSU Daily for this morning and for tomorrow. So the episode for tomorrow is already ready to be posted. Obviously, if anything breaks throughout the course of the day today, it won't be in tomorrow's episode. My apologies for that. But Muso's hosting AFR today while I travel, and I'll see you next time I see you. I'll be in NYC. So morning Scone tomorrow from New York, and then AFR tomorrow from Legends. Let all the New York Tigers know, and I'm looking forward to our Heisman show as well on Saturday from Legends. So, okay, y'all have an awesome day. Thanks for being here. We'll see you. Peace.